Sometimes it is hard to follow the rules, but when you follow them a little too much, you can actually beat the system. This is how these kids turned out to be geniuses. Make sure you watch this video until the end to know how a kid tried to train his dog. If you love hilarious kids as much as we do, don't forget to subscribe and please give this video a big thumbs up. Today, we are showing you 20 genius kids who beat the system. Bring Your Fish to School Day. We don't know why, but some teachers decided to organize the Bring Your Fish to School Day. This is why all the parents had to go to the pet shop to buy a new companion. However, one dad didn't really understand what the teacher meant, and he went to the grocery store instead. This is why the kid was disappointed to see that he couldn't play with his pet like all the other students. And the smell was probably terrible. Anyway, don't you think it is a bad idea to ask kids to buy a pet that most of them won't even take care of? True or false? This kid didn't even take the time to study or read any of the questions. Instead, he decided to work on a plan that would give him the chance to get the right answer no matter what the answer is. He just found a way to make the word true look like the word false, or the word false look like the word true. Anyway, we think that this was a really smart idea. But unfortunately, the teacher didn't fall for this little trick, and he got all the answers wrong. We think we would have got a better grade simply by writing true everywhere. Mathematics is simple. Who said that mathematics is hard? The only thing you need is a little imagination to turn a problem into a solution. Most students would be intimidated when they see an equation like this, but this one decided to keep things simple. He didn't see the word sin, but just a bunch of letters. This is why he decided to divide the letter n by the letter n to turn it into the number 6. Then, he just had to add 1, and he got 7. He is probably the only kid in this class who got this answer, but that doesn't mean that he is wrong. The throne. Just like any mother, this mom asked her son to clean the bathroom that night. And just to make things clear, she said that he should clean it like the Queen of England is visiting. The kid took things too seriously and decided to adapt the bathroom to any British person. He added a British flag, some greetings, and everything a British person needs, like some tea to drink and a Harry Potter book to read on the loo. The story doesn't tell if the Queen of England really did come to visit, but at least the mother got what she wanted. They should always try this to motivate kids. The chores. And here's another kid who had to do some chores in the bathroom. His mom asked him to pile some toilet paper on the toilet. However, the cat was sleeping there and the kid didn't let that stop him. He decided to pile the toilet paper on the cat, which is probably funnier than piling it on the toilet. We can't believe that he managed to make 16 of them stay in place on the cat. But we wouldn't want to be him when the cat wakes up from a nap and he will have to clean this mess. At least it was fun while it lasted. Name the shapes. Do you want to get in shape? In shape of what? During a geometry test, this teacher asked the students to name the shapes. You would expect answers like square, circle, or triangle. But this girl decided that those shapes needed a little more personality. She was probably inspired by her friends because she decided to name them Jade, Charlotte, Charlie, Sophia, and so on. We don't know what the teachers think yet because the student hasn't finished her test. We don't think that she will get a good grade for that, but at least her friends will think that it is really fun, and this is priceless. The special drawer. This father decided to hide something secret in a drawer to keep it away from children. Was it candies, or money to buy candies? He wanted to make sure that we would never know what was hiding in there when he put a lock on the drawer. But the kids were smarter than him when they realized that they just had to remove the drawer right above it to get access to what is inside it. We still don't know what it was, but no matter what, we think that the kids deserve to have it for being such geniuses. The Chinese immigrant. This time, for homework, the kids had to assume the role of a Chinese immigrant in 1870 and write a letter describing their experiences. But the teacher didn't think that there was actually a Chinese immigrant in the room who would take it a little too seriously. He wrote the whole homework in Chinese. The teacher probably didn't understand it, and neither do we, so we don't know if the student actually said something that makes sense or if he just copied some symbols that he saw on the internet. No matter what, we think that he deserves a good grade for the effort. Can you hang this out? And here's a mom who is asking us to do some chores again. This time, she put a post-it on a shirt to ask her son if he could hang this out. But the kid took it too seriously when he decided to hang the post-it on the washing line outside their home. We bet that he was so proud of his prank that he decided to send a picture to his mother. This was when she answered that she meant to hang the shirt out, gimp boy. Making this joke probably took more effort than simply hanging out the shirt, but we think that it was totally worth it. The spelling test. This time, the teacher asked a pretty simple question. He simply wanted the kids to write 10 words they can spell right. But one of them decided to make things simpler. They decided to write down the words that were right in front of them. 10 words I can spell right are. But don't think he is dumb, because he actually went for a challenge right after by writing the word octopus. No matter what, the teacher will have to admit that the student was right and he will get a good grade. We think that he should even get a bonus point for that smart answer. The alphabetical order. Admit it, you can't remember the alphabetical order without singing the song, and there's actually nothing wrong with that. This time, a kid had to write the following words in the order they came in the alphabet. They just had to put 6 words in the right order, but this kid decided to make things much more complicated. They put all the letters in the 6 words in alphabetical order to create some nonsense. The teacher has to admit that it could actually be considered to be a valid answer, but we wish this kid didn't work that hard for something as simple as that. Don't go outside. We don't hear that really often, but this time, a mother asked her child not to step outside. But this kid really wanted to enjoy the sun and the warm weather. This is why he cheated a little bit by making sure that his feet would stay inside the home while the rest of his body is outside. And while he couldn't just move around on the grass, he probably decided to read a book or play a game on his tablet instead. We think that this young boy was born to be a lawyer, because no one can argue with him. He really did not step outside. Not your father's ginger ale. When her father asked this girl to give him his ginger ale, she just couldn't find it. There was actually a bottle of ginger ale on the counter, but you could clearly read that it was not her father's ginger ale. It just seems impossible that it could ever be his. Anyway, we are pretty sure that this girl was looking for an excuse not to make any effort. At least her father probably laughed at this joke and had the energy to stand up and pick it up by himself. After all, he is probably the only one who inspired her to make this dad joke. The KFC experience. Kentucky Fried Chicken would do anything to get more followers on social media. This time, they asked their customers to go online to share photos, videos, and tweets of their KFC experience. We are seriously wondering what we are supposed to do. Should we post a video of ourselves eating, or maybe post an Instagram picture of our not-so-good-looking meal? No matter what, this kid followed the rule and took his cell phone to post a picture online. There is really nothing else you can do to share your KFC experience. Surprisingly, he really did get more attention than what he expected. No shorts. No matter how warm it was outside, this school decided to ban shorts because it was not part of the uniform. It looks like this kid's teachers really don't know what he is going through, and it seems unfair that girls still have the right to wear skirts. This is why he decided that he was going to wear a skirt too. After all, it is part of the uniform, so the teachers can't say anything about this. This guy probably got a lot of attention from his friends who were jealous. Maybe he will only start a new trend? Happy Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is a time when all the family is supposed to spend time together, but unfortunately, the oldest brother was working that night. This is why he asked his little brother to save some food for him. And he did really save a little bit of everything. He just forgot to say that it was really a tiny little bit of everything. It was so small that it was hard to know what it was, so he even took the time to write down what it was. What a caring little brother. But we are pretty sure that it was just a joke, and he actually did save a whole plate for his brother. The future journalist. When you are in school, you get the chance to explore many different jobs to know what you will be doing later when you grow up. This time, the kids were going to learn how to write an article. They had to write a title, and the student decided to name it How Chicks Grow. Then he was asked what this article was about, and he simply answered, How Chicks Grow. What a stupid question. You can guess it by looking at the title. We have to admit that professional writers don't write down the answers to that question anymore, but it is still a good idea to know what you are going to write about. Wash your hands before dinner. No matter how many times our mother asked us to wash our hands before dinner, we are not doing it now that we are grown-ups unless we touched something weird. But this kid was too young for this, so his mom had to ask him to go to the restaurant's bathroom and clean his hands. There were even some instructions to tell him how to do it properly. You just have to run the water, put the soap in the sink, and make sure you don't touch anything. His mother won't be proud of him, but what she doesn't know can't hurt her. The snack. There are some very strict rules in this house. This young boy is not allowed to use his tablet in the kitchen, and he is not allowed to eat in the living room. So what can he do if he wants to eat a snack while watching a video on his tablet? This young boy had the chance to get the best of both worlds by lying in the middle of the two rooms. He must be really proud of himself because there is nothing his mom can do against this. He is still following the rules. We think that this boy will go really far. The dog trainer. We all know that kids want to get a dog and then they never take care of them. But this time, this mom asked her son to train the dog and told him to watch videos on YouTube to know what to do. However, he didn't just use the video as an inspiration. He just showed the video to the dog, hoping that he would understand what he should do. What we see here is either a really naive boy or a really smart dog. Who was your favorite kid on this list? Don't be shy to answer in the comments section down below. We love to hear what you think. And that's it for 20 genius kids who beat the system. For more stories like this, make sure you watch 20 Toys No Kid Wants to Receive on Their Birthday. Thanks for watching and see you next time.